Hi, welcome back. We're in the kitchen tonight making Philly chicken cheesesteak stuffed peppers. Could barely get that out one time. Have a nice black and red ensemble going on tonight, pattern on pattern. It's a lot. We're going to get started putting these peppers that we cleaned out and cut in half in the oven for about 10 minutes to let them soften up while we work on making the filling. So I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. We're going to work on getting our onions and peppers sauteed. Start out with the onion. So it's Monday night, first night of the week. We did not have dinner planned. Plus it was our Azure deadline, which is always a rush to the finish, but especially since we're trying to do the pantry challenge next month and not go to the grocery store. So we wanted to make sure we had all our I's dotted and T's crossed with our Azure order. So we got that in. It's time to make dinner. All right, so since we're only making 2 peppers, I'm not gonna make too much filling. It's good for the onions. Why does this always happen when I'm on camera? All right. Does it always happen while I'm on camera, or do I just not know how to use my stove? Rena, what's the answer?
It's just the camera.
Just the camera. Okay. All right. So we'll get those onions sauteing. Now, I saved the tops of the peppers. I never would have used to have saved these before until I grew my own peppers. And when you grow your own vegetables, every ounce of that vegetable counts. So if you throw these away, that's a lot of wasted vegetables. So we'll start with chopping up the tops of the peppers that we didn't use, or that we already used, excuse me. So these are some nice bell peppers. It's kind of how this meal came about. I knew we had some extra shredded chicken. I think I said in my last video that when we raised and processed our own chickens, this year we only did whole chickens. So we really learned the art of preparing whole chickens, but that has often leaves us with extra shredded chicken. So we've gotten creative with how to use that. All right, I'm just gonna go chop up the rest of these peppers. So we have half an onion, and I ended up doing about 1 whole bell pepper in here. They're starting to get sauteed up pretty good. So I'm going to add in the chicken and the seasonings we wanna put into the mixture. So we have this shredded chicken. We had cooked the chicken for earlier in the week for something else, and this is what we have left over. So we'll get that cooking in there with the peppers and the onions. I was really bummed. I thought I had mushrooms, so we'll definitely be missing those, but I think this is going to turn out pretty good. I'm going to season this just with some Worcestershire. I'm sure I say that wrong. And then just gonna do some salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. All right, there's our timer. We'll get the peppers out of the oven. Peppers out of the oven. They didn't really get too soft, so I'll just leave them in there until we're ready to stuff them with the filling. every video. Damn. Oh my god. I just touched that. Ow. Oops. Okay, we have the peppers out of the oven. They've been in there for about 13 minutes. I turned it up to 375. We have our chicken, onion, and pepper mix that we seasoned a little bit. So we're just going to fill these. So we have all the peppers stuffed with our mixture. We have a little bit of this mixture left over, which I'm just going to package up. We'll put it in the refrigerator and eat it maybe on a salad or a sandwich or in a wrap tomorrow. So I'm going to top each of these with a little bit of mayonnaise. This is a low carb recipe, not a low fat recipe. And mayonnaise is a simple Homestead hack. We make mayonnaise super simple. It's just eggs, oil. We put a little bit of mustard in and some salt. You can season it in different ways, but it's delicious and really using the resources that we have here. I'm sure you all have those on hand. So try it out. A lot less ingredients than the mayonnaise that you buy at the store. So we're just going to put a little bit on top of each. Now that we have a little dollop of mayonnaise on each, we're going to top it with a slice of cheese. This one, I picked a poorly shaped pepper for stuffed peppers. It's wanting to fall over. We're going to pop these back in the oven, give time for those peppers to cook a little bit more, and for everything to melt together. Next up, we're going to work on a side dish. I pulled some corn out of the freezer. As you can see here, I had a little bit extra pepper, so instead of putting it in the refrigerator, chopped it up. That'll be pretty tasty with the corn. Corn is frozen. It's corn that our neighbors brought back from their annual trip to the other side of the state. We shucked it and I don't know what the term is for taking it off of the cob. We froze it. It's really nice to have. So we'll get that cooking. We don't currently have a can of, or a jar of candied jalapenos open. Those are really good to add to like a corn type dish, but I do have some of the candied jalapeno juice open, so I thought we could add that, give it a little bit of a kick. It's definitely more jalapeno than candy, so I think it'll be good. The peppers are looking about done, so let's get them out and check them. The one pepper I mentioned being the wrong shape definitely had an issue in the oven, a little bit of an overflow. Here's what they look like. The peppers are feeling pretty soft, nice and cooked up. So I think we're ready to eat dinner. Here's the final product, our dinner for the night. It's really awesome that we're inspired with what we grew over the summer onto our dinner plate in the middle of the winter. So here we have the corn that we preserved with some of our jalapenos in it, and then the stuffed peppers looks like they turned out awesome with the chicken that we raised here on our property. We sat down for dinner. First taste test. Very hot, but delicious. I also didn't realize until we were taking pictures and looking at it that the theme of tonight's dinner is yellow, very yellow dinner. So thanks for cooking with me. We'll see you next time.